Good morning and happy Tuesday. Happy Festivus for the rest of us. To the Ungovernables, the Captain's Crew, the LFA family, and McGroin Nation coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee for the 5th hour in a row on rumble.com/LFA TV. Welcome to Ungoverned. Happy to be here. Been all over the place this morning. 4 hours on 1210 WPHT with the great Esty Palti, the best Kamala Harris impersonator in the world. A lot of fun on that station this morning. We're live here, live in living color, here on rumble.com/LFA TV. Also, yes, guest hosting the Vince Show. That is pre-recorded right now, but we are live here. We'll be taking your calls here in just a few minutes. Well, actually about 40 minutes or so for the second half of the show. As we always do, this will be our last show of the week. I'm going to miss you guys, but it'll be our last show of the week. We got Christmas Eve tomorrow, Christmas Day on Thursday, and a little day after Christmas, right? Donald Trump said federal holiday, so we're going to be doing the same thing here at LFA TV. This will be the last live show of the week. So as we do all the time, last live show, we do phone calls, second half of the show. Appreciate everybody who is here right now hanging out. Despite the eggnog brain fog, as you know, it's holiday season. People are checking out for the holidays. Understandable, but we still have work to do and a lot to get through. Yesterday was a very fun day. With regards to, yesterday was a very fun day with regards to someone said, can you sing us a Christmas carol in Trump voice? I did. Feliz Deportad. We did that yesterday. People are getting a kick out of that. It seems to be a big hit. Feliz Deportad, right? Feliz Deportad, prospero viaje y no vuelvas. That means have a safe trip and don't come back. Get out. Get out. Afuera. Afuera. Speaking of afuera, and the person who taught me that word, Heather Osborne, the Kansas City Chiefs, unfortunately for her, who have been eliminated from the playoffs, are also moving. They announced that they are going to be moving. They'll be leaving Arrowhead Stadium. So that is crazy. That is crazy. 631-527-4545 in the second half of the show. If you'd like to call in, I'd love to hear from you as on our last show before Christmas. It'd be great to hear from Bunch. Anything that's on your mind. You want to say hi. You want to say nasty things, whatever. Just keep it clean, Just keep it clean. And, there it is. Okay, let's get right to it. John Brennan, Brennan
not to be confused.
Brennan Farish does not like John Brennan because every time someone talks about John Brennan, it makes it sound like people are talking bad about her.
You know what's funny is my middle name is Juan, which is the Estonian version of John.
Estonian.
So it's very close.
It's close.
Very close name.
It is very close. So there is an investigation taking place right now. There is an investigation taking place right now in Florida. Okay, in Florida, and John Brennan is apparently the target of said investigation, and we will get to that. What does it mean? Is this going to amount to anything? Look, whether it amounts to anything in the future, hey, I don't know. I don't know. I can't say one way or the other. But the fact that they're looking into him and they're doing so in Florida, a grand jury in Florida, is absolutely something that is quite encouraging. Absolutely something that is quite encouraging. So we will see, of course, we will see what that leads to. We'll see what that leads to. But I'm happy to know that it's happening. Donald Trump yesterday announcing the Golden Fleet. Did you guys see this? The warship announcement? And I say it like I'm not excited about it. He's the pirate king. I get along very well with the pirates. Not the Somali pirates, but we say, and it was our good friend Misfit. We love Misfit. Tremendous guy. Look at me. I'm the captain now. Think about it. I'm the captain now. And I got along very well with Captain Blackbeard, we call him. Captain Beard of Color. We love Beard of Color. And Captain Jack Sparrow. Got along well with Jack Sparrow. He sailed the Pearl of Color, right? The Black Pearl. We call it the Pearl of Color. And you also have to look at Captain Kidd. They think his treasure is buried on Oak Island, right? We'll see what happens. But Donald Trump announced the Golden Fleet yesterday, and this is just typical Donald Trump, funny Donald Trump. Everything is bigger, better, faster, stronger. So I just want to play this. We'll start the show off on a light note.
As Commander-in-Chief, it's my great honor to announce that I have approved a plan for the Navy to begin the construction of 2 brand new, very large, the largest we've ever built, battleships. You know, you used to build the Iowa, the Missouri, the Wisconsin, the Alabama, many others. We had big battleships. These are bigger, but they will have 100 times they'll be 100 times the force, the power, and there's never been anything like these ships. These have been under design consideration for a long time, and it started with me in my first term, because I said, why aren't we doing battleships like we used to? And these are the best in the world. They'll be the fastest, the biggest, and by far 100 times more powerful than any battleship ever built. So if you look at the Iowa, the Missouri, Wisconsin, Alabama, and others, but they were similar in size, some a little bit bigger than the others, but if you take the biggest one, it's 100 times more powerful. They're longer by a little bit, but and they're bigger ships, but they hold much more. They use the word lethality.
They're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger, they're longer, they're more beautiful. They really are the greatest ships. I just love it. Hey, take pride in our military. Absolutely. And they say speak softly but carry a big stick. Having those warships that are, these new, they call them the Trump class warships. Having those warships are certainly a way. That is certainly a way to carry that big stick. So, all right, before we get to the John Brennan story, which is a very big story, I want to get to a word from our friends over at OFP Farms. It's OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com. Deck the halls with cheer from OFP Farms, where holiday gift sets are jingling and ready to impress. Famous for their fabulous gift bundles. They've packed Santa's sleigh with goodies for every single budget. Hold on to your elf hats, because they're dropping a merry surprise with a not 5, not 10, not 15, but 20% Christmas discount. Now that sale is on, so go scoop up those holiday gift sets. Delightful treats for her, wellness treasures, and beard and bath marvels as well. Prance on over to OFP Farms right now. Supplies are rarer than snow in the tropics. You don't usually get snow in the tropics. You don't. Supplies are rarer than snow in the tropics. And once they're gone, that's it. They're gone forever. Go to OFPFarms.com. Grab your 20% off today with your promo code Sean. It's SHAWN at OFPFarms.com. Oscar Foxtrot PapaFarms.com. I use that Goat Kisses lip balm all the time. I'm right now in the milk and cookies version of their Goat Kisses lip balm. It is so good. Take a look. Oh, there's the Star Wars calendar. Here is the OFP Farms wellness box. We told you about the fact that their gift sets are just absolutely incredible. Look at this. Look at the care that goes into these gift sets right there. That's what you can have and get in there. Get a gift for either yourself, loved ones, family members, whomever it may be. That's OFPFarms.com, promo code Sean. OFP Farms, you see it on there. OFP Farms, Oscar Foxtrot PapaFarms.com. Promo code SHAWN. All right, next up, a word from our friends over at Shoutout. Have you heard of the Shoutout app? I'm on there. It's a lot of fun. It's basically, it's just like the app Cameo, except it's run by people who we like. You can get a personal shout out from me, your favorite president, and other top conservative voices on Shoutout. It's a new way to connect with your favorite personalities and roast your liberal friends. You could wish somebody a happy birthday. You can get advice or gift a personalized shout out from your favorite conservative influencers like Haley Carney. We've heard of Haley Carney. She's a tremendous person. Steven Crowder's crew. The Hodge twins. We know all about them. And so many more. Christmas is right around the corner. And a personalized video shout out is a perfect last minute gift for your loved ones. Say something special in a way that they will never forget. And say it with a shout out. Use my link. Shoutout.us/SHAWN To get 15% off of your order today, if you go to shoutout.us/Sean, and you do order for me, today is the last day that you can order on Shoutout and get your message by Christmas, just so you know. But shoutout.us, a great platform. I've had a lot of people, so many people so far who have jumped over on Shoutout. It's a great app, works real well. It's a web only, shoutout.us, but it is awesome. And they are run by a great team, so check it out. All right, folks. Let's get to John Brennan. He is officially under investigation in Florida. Florida grand jury. We heard the rumors a couple of months ago that there was a grand jury impaneled in Florida looking into the RussiaGate players, the Spygate players. Obviously, as you know, as a big fan of the Dan Bongino show, we've got his books everywhere. I've got the Spygate infographic hanging on my wall, and I've had that for years. I remember when I got that printed out at Costco, and the person who printed that out at the photo desk was like, "What is this?" And I said, "I promise you're going to want to know it. Look up Spygate, Epoch Times, look it up." And they looked at me like I was crazy, because I'm a little bit crazy. But this is not why I'm a little bit crazy. Spygate is real. It's not a conspiracy theory. It was a grand conspiracy. And the argument can be made that they should be charged under the conspiracy statute, conspiracy to defraud the United States. Former CIA Director John Brennan's lawyers have taken the extraordinary step of confirming their client is a quote-unquote target of a criminal grand jury investigation in Florida, and are asking the chief federal judge in Miami to stop the proceedings on the grounds that the Justice Department is judge shopping. Oh, judge shopping, you say? So you don't like when people judge shop. Interesting, because, we have a story that we may get to or we may not get to. About Judge Boasberg. I wonder, you said, judge shopping. I mean, you put these cases in front of judges who you think is going to rule in your favor or tilt the scales of justice in your favor. You don't like that, do you? Well. Oh, well, ain't no fun when the rabbit's got the gun. The revelations came in a letter that defense lawyers Ken Weinstein, W-A-I-N-Stein, and Natasha Harnwell Davis sent Monday to U.S. District Judge Cecilia M. Altonaga, a George W. Bush appointee to the bench who supervises the Miami Federal District Court. Weinstein and Davis revealed that they have been informed by U.S. Attorney Jason Redding Quinones in Miami that the grand jury is investigating John Brennan's role in the 2016-2017 Russia collusion probe that has since been discredited, including a CIA assessment that Russian President Vladimir Putin. I look at Joe Biden. He is a stupid person. He make Mother Russia very happy that he leads United States. Donald Trump, very strong person. Make Mother Russia very weak country. Vladimir, I get along well with Putin. I talked to Putin. I said, Putin, what happened when you had crooked Joe Biden? He said, sir, crooked Joe Biden made poo-poo all over the floor. That's what he said. Vladimir Putin, we called it tootin' with Putin. Very nasty. But Vladimir Putin, they said, Donald Trump was installed by Vladimir Putin. He helped Trump win the 2016 election. Whistleblower evidence released by DNI Tulsi Gabbard and CIA Director John Ratcliffe has called into question that assessment that Vladimir Putin and Mother Russia was involved in influencing or changing the outcome or rigging the 2016 election. It reveals career intelligence experts disagreed with the conclusions made in the rushed report released to the public at the end of the Obama, very dirty person. We call him B.O., stinky B.O., right? Barack Obama, B.O. The evidence also showed that John Brennan personally pressed to have a discredited document known as the Steele dossier, the PP tape, included in the assessment, contrary to his testimony to Congress, prompting both Ratcliffe and Gabbard to refer John Brennan for possible prosecution. Quote, we have been formally advised by the prosecutor's office of the United States Attorney for the Southern District of Florida that Director Brennan is a target of a grand jury investigation in the Miami division, which is examining the circumstances surrounding the production of the 2017 Intelligence Community Assessment, the ICA, about Russian efforts to interfere in the 2016 presidential election in the United States, Brennan's lawyers wrote. And and have essentially admitted. So you have this grand jury investigation in Florida, and that is trouble if you are John Brennan and honestly, any of those bad actors that were involved in the RussiaGate hoax, right? Any of those bad actors that were involved in the RussiaGate hoax, if these indictments are handed down over there in the Southern District of Florida, well, that's a lot different than having an indictment handed down in the Eastern District of Virginia, right? Where it's populated by a lot more liberal people, stupid people. Think about it. Very stupid people. So there you go. John Brennan officially under investigation. What are we excited? Are we excited about that? I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see that he's under investigation somewhere, especially in the Southern District of Florida. I got a live chat on the screen. Very excited about that, about the fact that John Brennan is under federal investigation. But that's the big news that came out last night. I was looking at that. I get very excited when it comes to Spygate because, again, one of the reasons why I got even deeper involved in politics and, researching things and learning things about how the system works and paying more attention to it is because of Spygate. Because I was sitting on the Tappan Zee Bridge in bumper-to-bumper traffic waiting to go upstate to go have a Memorial Day weekend with our good pal, the Lung, up there in upstate New York in 2018. And I was sitting in traffic, and I was miserable, and I was very upset. And I turned on the Dan Bongino show, and he was talking about Spygate, RussiaGate, all of these, these horrible, horrible stories about how, the Democrats, the Comey-led FBI, John Brennan, James Clapper tried to rig the 2016 election against Donald Trump. They fabricated evidence. They used a Steele dossier, which was bought and paid for by Hillary Clinton, and they used it to spy on not just American citizens, but Donald Trump himself, right? People involved in his campaign as well. Carter Page, George Papadopoulos, Michael Flynn, et cetera, Paul Manafort, Roger Stone, and so on and so forth. So that got me really upset. I said, this is not something that should be happening in the United States of America. And so I've kept a very close eye on Spygate ever since that day in May, and very happy to see that John Brennan is indeed under investigation. So very happy to see it, and looking forward to seeing what comes of that. A little bit more fallout, by the way, from TPUSA AmFest, but this is good stuff. I promise you, this is all good stuff, okay? Turning Point USA, TPUSA AmFest, a straw poll was released, right? A straw poll was released, or they conducted, and they released the results. How many people, what do we say about asylum seekers that are coming to the United States? Can we take any more? Let me ask the chat. Let me ask the live chat. Can we take any more asylum seekers and folks flooding into our country, or are we full? If we're full, I want you to say in the live chat, we're full, okay? So can we take more of these people in, or are we full? What say you over there in the live chat? Can we take in more of these refugees, or are we full? Because as far as I know, look, everyone say, no, look at that, we're full. Mark's Madness says, no, we cannot take these people in. We are full. Leia Hunt, full. Look at that. Everyone, look at it. It's going now. It's going fast. We're full. Look at all that. Full, full, full. That's right. That's right. We cannot take any more. I used to be one of these people. Look, we're going to do this now. I'm going to keep doing it. Keep the chat rolling. I used to be one of these people who say, you know what? If you want to come here legally, fine. Let's open the country up to legal immigration. But I'm starting to lean in the direction of, and I'm not even saying lean in the direction, I want a complete and total immigration moratorium. In other words, I want all forms of immigration to cease, not permanently, but for a long enough period of time where we can get our sugar honey iced tea together here in this country first. We can get things in order in this country first before we start worrying about what's going on in other countries, before we start worrying about bringing people from these other countries into our country, people who don't like us to begin with. We are full. And the Turning Point USA attendees, largely younger conservatives at America Fest, feel the same way. 90% of America Fest attendees want to halt all immigration to the United States. About 9 in 10 attendees of last weekend's TPUSA America Fest said they want to halt all immigration, both illegal and legal, to the United States. About 9 in 10 attendees, who are overwhelmingly young conservatives, said they support an immigration moratorium, while just 10.5% of attendees said that they disagreed. The straw poll also asked attendees what the biggest threats are facing the United States. And the number one threat ranked by attendees was radical Islam. Good. That is the truth. Another thing, by the way, and a lot, this straw poll gave us a lot of results and a lot of really cool items that we can look at. All right. Not only was radical Islam considered the number one threat to the United States right now in that straw poll, which I'm going to put on your screen for you. Here you go. It's a little blurry, but there you go. Radical Islam is number one. Socialism and Marxism is number two. Mass migration is number three. Just to show you that the internet is not real life, foreign influence operations, and that's where all that Israel nonsense would come. 14 out of 17. Even more so than that, the internet is a noisy echo chamber of algorithms and rage bait. They asked the question, hey, youngsters, how do you feel about Israel? How do you feel about Israel? Here's the results of that question. 53.4% of respondents at TPUSA's AmFest says that they believe Israel is one of many allies. 33.3%, and even third, says that Israel is our top ally. Only 13.3% of Turning Point USA attendees believe that Israel is not one of our allies. So for all the noise that is made online, for all the racket, all the pom-pom waving from the Groyper crowd, and by the way, I am very happy to see the negative attention being drawn right now to Myron Gaines. And regardless of the Cookie Monster thing, there's a video of him calling a woman a fat Jew on the streets of AmFest. I've only been saying this since, I don't know, January. And there have been people who've been talking about him for a lot longer. I didn't even know who he was until this January when I saw our buddy Misfit talking about him. This man is the epitome of trash. He is the epitome of garbage, okay? He treats other people like garbage, specifically women. He believes his philosophies, his thought processes are untouchable, immune to criticism. You know, he lied to Steven Crowder, saying, oh, well, we only say these things as a middle finger to YouTube. No, you don't. You passionately hate Jewish people for reasons I don't know why. You just do. He's a complete and total fraud, to the point where Myron Gaines isn't even his real name. It's not even his. How could you trust a person that's not even using their real name? Why? You know why? Because his real name is embarrassing. Not that I'm saying if you're Sudanese, it's an embarrassing thing. He's embarrassed by his real name. Even Nicki Minaj said this about leftists. They are ashamed of who they actually are. The guy is a complete and total piece of garbage. Absolute garbage. And I'm happy to see many people seeing the shirt, the pictures, all these things that he was saying, and realizing, I don't know how so many people have gotten fooled by this guy. But that is a garbage human being. Garbage. Amru Fuddle is his real name, by the way. Okay? Now you know why he goes by Myron Gaines. Oh, it's my stage name. Stage name? What is this, Shakespeare? What are we doing? Here's another very cool indicator. So J.D. Vance won the straw poll in terms of who Turning Point USA attendees want to be the next GOP nominee for president in 2028. But of the cabinet, let me ask this, chat, for those of you who just saw, watched on 1210 WPHT, you got this answer. But let me ask the chat. Let me see if anybody in the chat gets this. Of Trump's cabinet, not the vice president, not including the vice president, of Trump's cabinet, which cabinet official do you think got the highest approval rating in this TPUSA straw poll? Which cabinet official do you believe got the highest approval rating in the TPUSA straw poll?
Tom?
Tom is not a cabinet member.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
He's the border czar. These are the people that are, the secretaries of different departments. He's the border czar. So you have like the Secretary of State,
this is where I'm not good
Secretary
at
of the Treasury, Secretary of War, the Attorney General, Secretary of the Interior, Agriculture, Commerce, all these. Which person do you believe got the highest approval rating of those in the cabinet? So seeing as how Tom Homan is not a cabinet member, although I believe if he was on this list, he probably would have won. A lot of people say Rubio, right? That's who I would have thought it was. It's not. It's not. Jay Mama's got it. Pete Hegseth got the highest approval rating. What does that say about the spirit of this country, right? Why would Pete Hegseth have the highest approval rating among everybody? I mean, I think he's doing a great job. I probably would have voted for Rubio. Pete Hegseth, with an 83.3% strongly approve and an 11.4% somewhat approve, puts him at almost 95% approval among TPUSA attendees, mostly young conservatives. Pete Hegseth. And I don't think it's the wrong thing. I was just kind of surprised because just like everybody here in the chat, I thought it was going to be Marco Rubio as well. So what does that say? We're proud of our military again. We're proud of the job he's doing as Secretary of War. We're proud of the threats being neutralized. We're proud of the drug boats going boom, right? Kaboom. Stacey Abrams all the way down on Iran. Jamie Casto says, we're back. That's what it says. America. Woo! I love it. Inject that right into my veins, baby. Inject it into my veins. I love it. Hey, second on the list was, believe it or not Marco Rubio. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Maha is alive and well. We are making America strong again militarily. We are making America healthy again with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Number 3 was Marco Rubio at 78.6%. Would you like to guess? Who had the lowest approval rating in the cabinet? I think everybody knows this answer, but let's not give it away until everybody in the chat says it. Who do you believe has the lowest approval rating of those in the cabinet? Who do you think it is? Who do you think it is? No, it's not Tulsi. There it is. There it is. Everybody knows it is the desk. Pam, the desk Bondi. Pam Bondi, yes, Scam Blondie, has the lowest approval rating of everybody in the cabinet, according to the Turning Point USA straw poll. Pam Bondi's approval was 32.9%. Her disapproval is the highest as well. And second was the Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Rollins, with she was the second lowest. I'm sorry. Actually, technically the lowest is Lori Chavez de Reamer, the Secretary of Labor. And I think that's because nobody knows who that is. Actually, 39.7% said they were unsure. Bondi, the lowest. And then Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Rollins, who I'm no fan of because she was the one who pushed the stupid exceptions for the illegals for a while. So there you go. Pam Bondi, the most definitive. There was a very low unsure number. Most people do not approve the job of Pam Bondi. Okay. Let's take a quick break. We're going to take a very quick break. And let me tell you about our friends over at Freedom Talk Magazine. Our friend Kelly Walker's got a new issue out here in December. Freedom Talk Magazine is realfreedomtalk.com.
That without knowledge and virtue, no nation can remain free. Yet through the steady infiltration of Marxist ideology, we have been stripped of both. and we're no longer a moral and educated people. To save America, we must spark nothing less than a national renaissance. That's why you need Freedom Talk Magazine, the journal of truth and virtue. We cultivate enlightened thinking and principled living, offering unique insights into the issues and remarkable people defining our world. Sign up today for your free subscription to Freedom Talk Magazine and join the new American Renaissance.
It's Freedom Talk Magazine. It's realfreedomtalk.com. There is a subscription option there too for free. But if you'd like to support, it would do great things for Kelly Walker, who is fighting day in and day out. Freedom Talk Magazine, realfreedomtalk.com. Next up, a word from our friends over at Silent. It's time to be silent. SLNT.com/Sean. Let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, your phone is a tracking device. We all know about it. Between government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, even cyber criminals, they're all fighting for a piece of your digital footprint, and they're not asking. They just go on and take it. Look at this. Look at all the giveaways they're giving. I've got this sweepstakes here, 40% off end of year sale. Silent exists to make sure that these nasty people can't steal your data. Silent makes Faraday gear that blocks all wireless signals, including cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, RFID, and near-field communications. Now, no signal means no tracking, means no remote access, and it means no breadcrumbs. It's the same technology trusted by special operations teams worldwide, used to block signals, avoid surveillance, and secure communications wherever the mission leads. And right now, it is available to you to protect your family, protect your freedom, and secure your digital footprint. Just drop your phone in a silent Faraday sleeve, and it is off the grid, completely silent and invisible to the outside world. From their backpacks to their sleeves to their crossbodies, Silent's patented technology gives you control of your privacy. Visit slnt.com/Sean to save 15% or more, as you see on this end of year sale. 15% and get free shipping on qualifying orders. That is Silent, slnt.com/Sean. Protect your rights, secure your data, and stay one step ahead. Go silent today, slnt.com/SHAWN. Spell the name right, silent.com/Sean, so your phone can be invisible like John Cena. You can't see me. Silent.com/SHAWN. All right. I got some news for you.
What?
Remember yesterday we said if the Democrats live by TDS, then politically, rhetorically, obviously not, we don't want violence. But if you live by TDS, you die by TDS. Let me show you. Here's a very interesting clip. It's Brennan's favorite politician. Who's your favorite Democrat right now?
Oh. Do I have a favorite?
Well, not really your favorite,
I
but
love
somebody.
Nancy Pelosi.
Don't say that publicly.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. If she loves, she's like, if Brennan's like, if I was a Democrat, I'd love Nancy because she's a, spunky old lady.
She's tiny and adorable.
No, who do you love to make fun of Democrat-wise?
Oh, no, I don't know.
Who do you love to make fun
Tiny
of?
TP?
Yeah.
Oh, Dollar Store.
Dollar Store.
Sorry about it. Listen, I'm still waking up.
Dollar Store. Tiny TP, right? All I had to do, I showed her this. She goes, oh, Tiny TP? Dollar Store? Yes, Tiny TP. I love that that's his name. Our friend Michael Patrick Leahy thinks that's hysterical. He thinks that's the funniest. When I did the Tiny TP joke, he was laughing about that for a while. Tiny TP. Hakeem Jeffries was asked, I believe, by Jonathan Karl on ABC, another just hack of a quote-unquote journalist. But look at Tiny TP, Hakeem Jeffries, answer this. Democrats have an approval rating of 18%. Look at that.
Actually, the Democrats in recent polls are actually faring worse than the Republicans. Take a look at a Quinnipiac poll out just this week. Shows that Democrats have their lowest approval rating in the polls' 15-year history. Only 18% give Democrats a high approval rating in the handling of the economy. Only 18%, 73% disapproval. What are you doing wrong?
Well, clearly that's an outlier poll.
Oh, clearly it's an outlier. Yeah, pay no attention to that. Yeah, it doesn't. There's other ones that have him in the 20s, other ones that have the Democrats in the low 30s, but it's an outlier, 18%. That's fine by me. Because I want to go to the king of caffeine now. It's Harry Enton, right, on CNN. He breaks down this poll, too. He's not just going to gaff it off as some sort of outlier. This is a long clip, but Harry Enton's stuff is pretty entertaining. Here is Harry Enton on CNN going over this Quinnipiac poll, and This is not good for Democrats. And again, I think the sentiment is starting to shift. You could have run back in 2018, TDS was popular. Yes, oppose him. He's an illegitimate president. He's Russian asset. He's this, he's that. Remember, the American people voted for Donald Trump and his agenda. They gave him and Republicans a mandate to govern. And the Democrats are getting in the way of that mandate simply because they don't want Donald Trump to have his way. And the American people, we covered it yesterday, the American people said they want Democrats to give Trump a shot. A majority of Republicans and a majority of independents both said, we want the Democrats to give Trump's policy a shot. Take the wait and see approach. Don't just blindly oppose him because you're consumed by Trump derangement syndrome. The Democrats believe that's the right option. But the rest of the country, as we've seen in many, many examples, the rest of the country believes, no, let's give Trump a shot here. Well, maybe that's starting to rub off, and maybe that's why the Democrats are starting to look kind of unpopular. This does not look like a blue wave is coming here, folks. Listen to this from Harry Enten. It's a little bit of a long clip, but listen to it.
That's right now.
Yeah, I mean, Democrats in public are lower than the Dead Sea. What are we talking about here? Well, let's take a look. The net approval rating for Democrats in Congress, you said it, Kate Baldwin, the lowest ever. Look at this. Overall, they are 55 points underwater. Their approval rating is south of 20%. It's even worse when you look at independents. Look at this. Negative 61 points. That means that their approval rating is 61 points lower than their disapproval rating. Quinnipiac has been polling this question for the better part of the 21st century. They have never found Democrats, at least those in Congress, in worse shape than they are right now.
That's independents and overall, but what about Democrats on Democrats?
Yeah, what about Democrats on Democrats? So part of the reason overall is so low is independents are driving it low. But that's not the only reason it's so low. What about Democrats on Democrats? Democrats' net approval rating of congressional Democrats. I want you to keep in mind, they had never rated Democrats negatively until this year. And right now, what are we talking about? We're talking about a net approval rating from Democrats. This is Democrats on Democrats. Their approval rating is actually lower than the disapproval rating, and that is quite the drop from October. I think during the shutdown, there was a bit of a boost for Democrats, right? There was a rallying around the flag effect going on, but Democrats did not like how that shutdown turned out. They have returned against Democrats in Congress, and you mentioned Dan Goldman in that intro. One of the reasons that Dan Goldman is in trouble right now in a potential primary against Brad Ladner is because at this point, the Democratic base is so upset with Democrats. So even if Democrats take back Congress, don't be surprised if Dan Goldman ain't there because of numbers like this one.
And this is quite a shift that you're looking at here. I mean, so this gets to the midterms, of course. What does this do to Democrats' chances of taking back majorities in Congress?
Yeah, we're talking about it. You mentioned it. What is this? 22-6. That's a 28-point decline falling through the floor. But, of course, the question is, can Democrats still take back Congress, even with their ratings as low as this? The answer is yes, but in my mind, it's definitely hurting them. Why do I say that? Because take a look at the generic congressional ballot with a Republican president at this point. Look, Democrats are ahead, but they're only ahead by 4 points. Historically, that is quite weak. At this point in the 2017, 2018 cycle, it was more than double that at 10 points. The same back during George W. Bush's second term in office, where you saw, of course, the Democrats were also ahead by 10 points. So we're talking about a lead of less than half what we normally expect. And I think that's why, at this point, there are a lot of Democrats who might be thinking, hey, we can spike that ball in the end zone. But the numbers at this point say, hold on just a minute. Yes, you're on your way to a congressional majority, but it's still a long time, and with numbers like this, considerably weaker than historically speaking, it might be a tougher road to hoe than normally.
Well, especially if you see that change from October.
Yeah, if you see, when you see your base going a 28-point shift, and when you see numbers like this, you see this overall.
A lot can change.
A lot can change. And at this point, you know what? Democrats are hoping that Donald Trump's unpopularity can ride them to a congressional majority. But you know what? When you have numbers like this, hold the phone just a second.
Hold the phone just a second. I know it was a little bit of a long clip, but I mean, I like Harry Enten's analysis. I get he leans left, probably, whatever, but I love the numbers. Democrats +4, with redistricting and if Republicans can get their sugar honey iced tea together and actually show up, that may not yield a majority to the Democrats if the midterms are won, popular vote is won by that margin. It may not. And as far as Harry Enten saying Donald Trump's unpopularity, I mean, yes, you could cherry pick whichever polls we want. We'll do that here. An insider advantage does tend to lean a little bit more to the right, Trafalgar and insider advantage. But 50% approval. Highest point in 3 months. A little bit of a rebound here on the Trump approval rating. I don't know. Is it the drug boat strikes? Is it the Warrior dividend? I don't know. That probably hasn't even registered in these polls yet. The drug boats maybe has. Maybe that has. But I'll tell you what. Look, guys, the midterms, Democrats want to anoint themselves. There's going to be a blue wave. There was the November elections with, Jersey and Virginia. And you saw how the Democrats felt about, their party during the government shutdown. Now even Democrats are not pleased. I'll tell you what that's laying the groundwork for. That's laying the groundwork for some pretty nasty primaries between establishment Democrats and new progressive challengers. And the DNC already doesn't have a lot of money. I'm not saying Republicans are going to sweep the midterms. I'm saying if there is a time for that to happen, it is this cycle, and it is on us to make that happen. We already know we can do it. We already know we can outvote them. We did it a year ago. Do it again. This is how you extend Donald Trump's term by 2 years. You say, what do you mean by 2 years? It's a 4-year term. Yes, but if he loses the midterms, let's say if we lose the midterms and the Democrats win the House, what are they going to do? What do you think they're going to do? You think they're going to govern with Donald Trump? They're already obstructing him. What do you think they're going to do? All they're going to do is launch investigations and impeach, and they're going to go after Vance because they know that he's the front runner for 2028. What do you want? Do you want that? Do you want a repeat of 2018? Do you want a repeat of the second half of that first Trump term? Or do you want to defy historical trends? Do you want to be that Cinderella story? Caddyshack is a Cinderella boy about to become the Masters champion. Do you want to become the Masters champion? I want to make history. I want to defy the trends. I want to put that final nail in the rhetorical coffin of the Democrat Party for good. They lose this midterms. If they lose these midterms, they will be in such disarray that in 2028, it's going to be total chaos. We have the ability to do that. We have the ability to do that if we want it bad enough. I know Republicans aren't perfect. I know. You don't have to tell me. I know that not every Republican who gets elected into office is doing their job. I know. You don't have to tell me. But I would rather start there and start with them. And systemically, we could weed out the bad Republicans and replace them with newer, younger leaders that are more in tune with what we want. And it's a hell of a lot better than dealing with Democrats. A hell of a lot better. All right. How about it? What do you think, guys and gals? What do you think? What do you think? You think it's time for some phone calls? Yeah. Does anybody want to do some phone calls? 631-527-4545. 631-527-4545. It's our last show of the week. Merry Christmas to everybody. If you would like to call in, you could do so here at 631-527-4545. Looking forward to speaking with so many of you as we wind down into the holidays. Although I ain't winding down. I got another 4 hours tomorrow on 1210 WPHT, which is going to be a lot of fun on Christmas Eve. And then next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday again, 4 hours each on 1210 WPHT. We do have a call coming in right meow. And let us take a look at who do we have on the line here?
This is Cody from Florida.
What's up, Cody from Florida? Cody watching on X, I believe, yeah?
I'm on Rumble today.
He's on Rumble today. We love it. We love that you're over on the Cool Kids table. What's up, Cody from Florida?
I'm just heading to another job, man. I always listen when I'm on the road, heading places.
Appreciate it.
Just got to say, love your show, man. Love what you do. Just wanted to call and wish you guys a Merry Christmas. And keep up the good work, man. We love it.
All right. Thank you so much, Cody. And
Merry
Christmas to you. And what's give me a little insight. What's the temperature down there in Florida right now where you're at?
Lord. I want to say it's about 80 degrees. Is what it says right now. 80 degrees.
That is nice and warm. It's a little warm here today too, about 60. But hey, enjoy the weather, enjoy Christmas, and we will talk to you. I'm sure very soon in the not so distant future. But thanks for the call, Cody. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas.
Bye.
All right, Cody from Florida. We love Cody from Florida. Cody's a good guy.
That was very nice.
Nice guy. He's a handsome person too. Very wonderful person. And he found me on X, and now he's over on Rumble today. All right, I know who we have here. I know exactly who we have here. This is Conservative Autumn. I know the number.
Yep.
I got it. What's going on, Conservative Autumn? How are you?
Good. How about you guys? You ready for Christmas?
We are ready. We're getting there. We're ready. Ready to rock and roll. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I meant to call in last week and tell you this, but I saw that the White House used one of your Trump Christmas carols.
They did.
And I just have to say I am so proud of you. I'm very proud of you. That's a huge accomplishment.
Thank you. I find it really funny. You see the White House leaning into, some pretty funny. 'Tis the season to deport them, and they put it with a montage of illegals getting handcuffed and thrown on the ground, and I was like, yes, keep going. So I just looked on TikTok, and the Feliz Deportad, which I love. It's a great thing. It's
that one's funny.
Feliz Deportad has been shared over 10,000 times on that platform. So we'll see. Maybe the White House, because it's got the sombrero. It's good.
They love a sombrero.
They love a good sombrero these days. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I was really proud of you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm happy to have you here listening, and always love when you call and you become a part of the show. So I hope you have a Merry Christmas, and we will talk next week for sure. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Thank you so much, Conservative. She's so nice.
That's so nice.
Very nice. Nice people, very nice people, beautiful people, talented people. I have to say that. I think the Pirate King is going to have to happen, too. I know I've been saying that. And by the way, there may or may not be one more Christmas Carol on the way. There may or may not be one more. And then, of course, tomorrow's the night before Christmas. I got to write that, which I usually put together the last second. All right, quick word from our friends over at Armor Colostrum. It's tryarmor.com/LFA TV. TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV. Here it is. Folks, I'm always on the lookout for ways to strengthen my immunity, my gut health, improve my fitness and metabolism, and enhance my skin and hair radiance. That is what colostrum can do for you, and then some. Colostrum is the first nutrition we receive in life and contains all the essential nutrients that our bodies need in order to thrive. It can help reactivate your hair growth and help your skin glow. I have started taking colostrum, and I am glowing. I am just brimming. It's incredible. What?
Dewy.
Not dewy. I'm glowing. I'm glowing. My beard's growing in a lot fuller, too. I could say that, too. It also can help fortify your gut health and ignite your metabolism. I'll tell you what. The gut health thing, not to be overlooked. Colostrum is awesome with that stuff. I have the greatest gut in the history of the world. It's so great. It's ironclad. It's ironclad. We're never going to have a problem. It can also fuel your fitness performance and recovery. Let me just tell you can go to tryarmor.com/LFA TV and get 15, actually 30 now, during this holiday season. % off over at it's TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV. Tryarmor.com/LFA TV.
Let me tell you, Sean ate over the weekend a burrito the size of a small child.
Yeah.
And had no issues.
None.
Because of colostrum.
Yeah. It's all the colostrum. I had this. I mean, this is a burrito that you wouldn't even. You think they make big burritos in Chipotle? It was like. No. This was.
It was so big.
It was obscene.
Everyone that saw him eat it was like, how did you do that?
They were like, well, I was hungry. What do you want me to do? But then, we're sitting in the truck driving home. Brennan's like, it's probably going to be a little, And no issue. None.
I was expecting a little Rudy Tooty Tooty.
There was no Rudy Tooty. There was nothing. Colostrum works, guys. Trust me. Get it. All right, here we go. We're going back to your calls. 631-527-4545. We've got one connected. Who do we have on the line here? Hello.
Yeah, this is former President Bill Clinton.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I see what we're doing. You sick bastard. You're a sick person.
I did not have sexual relations on Epstein's plane.
I hope you didn't, because there was a lot of nasty things that went on that plane. Tricky Bill, right? Little Bill. And we know that Hillary, you better be on her good side or you're going to wind up with a problem. And we don't want you to have a problem.
Hold on, I'm getting another call. No, Hillary, I don't know where the handcuff keys are. No, we're not sending my son from another mother a Christmas card this year either.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I'm not sure who I'm speaking with, but I think you're doing a great job.
I got to go. She's throwing dishes again.
All right. Bill Clinton, be safe over there in Chappaqua, New York. Thank you for the call. Oh, that's funny. That is good stuff. 631-527-4545. I do see a bunch of people trying to get in. You know how this goes. I want to point at this just to show you that, the radical left, this is what they do. You have James Boasberg, this judge. Something has to be done about this Judge Boasberg. Okay? Something's got to be done about this Judge Boasberg. Now demanding that Trump brings back Tren de Aragua gang members into the country so that they can contest and they can appeal their deportations. Excuse me? Excuse me? So we are deporting violent gang members, drug dealers, rapists, carjackers. And this judge, this sorry excuse of a person, is deciding he wants these people to come back into our country. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. James Boasberg. If I can get through these pop-ups, I'd be able to get there. Another ruling in the case involving Venezuelan nationals identified as members of Tren de Aragua and removed from the United States to El Salvador in March, pursuant to a proclamation signed by President Trump, which invoked the Alien Enemies Act. Monday afternoon, Judge James Boasberg entered an order granting summary judgment to the plaintiffs in the case styled JGG versus Trump. Boasberg also granted the plaintiff's motion for class certification and denied the Trump administration's motion for summary judgment. The case is a rather tortured procedural history that Boasberg lays out in his memorandum opinion accompanying the order. In mid-March, the administration removed 252 Venezuelan men from the United States, flying them to El Salvador, where they were then imprisoned at CICOT. Though the men had since been released to Venezuela, some of them are contesting their initial removal from the United States, asserting that their being removed without a hearing violated their constitutional right to due process. Well, pardon me if I say this. And if your kids are listening, cover their ears. I don't give a shit about the due process of Tren de Aragua thugs. I just don't care. Okay? And for James Boasberg to come out here and say, oh, well, there wasn't why are Tren de Aragua gang members why do we care whether or not they get due process when they are being removed from our country? Why? What rights? You came here illegally. What rights do they have? They're not citizens. And they're violent criminals. By the way, 631-527-4545. I don't know if folks are trying to call. I see things popping up. I don't see it. You can still call if you want to be a part of the show. Last couple minutes left as we go. What constitutional rights do these people have? Judge Boasberg wants to say, okay, these people who were deported, these what we are classifying as foreign terrorists, we have to bring them back into the country. Or what could possibly go wrong there? Because then you're going to bring them into the country, and then some other jackass judge is going to let them out on bond, and they're going to disappear, and someone's going to get hurt, or someone's going to get killed, or someone's going to get raped because you thought it was a good idea to give them, quote unquote, due process when they don't deserve that. They're foreign terrorists, they're gang members, they're rapists, they're drug dealers, they're criminals, they're thugs. They don't belong in this country. And you know what is the worst part about this? When you have a guy like Boasberg who wants them to come back in, we have to give them due process. If something happens to somebody because of this, Boasberg's not going to be held accountable. He's not going to have to deal with all the repercussions and the ramifications of someone getting raped. So, with him and his robe, bring him back, let's go. No, this needs to be appealed. This order needs to be completely and totally dismantled. It is ridiculous and patently offensive that you have a judge in this country demanding that gang members that have been designated terrorists are brought back into this country for due process. F you. That's what I say to Boasberg. Remember this? F you. Keep this country safe and do not bring those people back by any stretch of the imagination. By any stretch of the imagination. 631-527-4545. I saw somebody actually from Tennessee try to call me here. This is a Tennessee area code. I don't know if you want to try again one more time. We got 2 minutes left. I wasn't watching. I was too busy yelling about this obscene judge. Just pisses me off, man. It gets me so mad. All the work that we're doing, trying to make this country safe, and you got judges like this who are just going to throw it all away, putting people in harm's way for what? All right, final call. Final call of the week. You have about 30 seconds. Well, who's on the line? What do we got going on?
Hi, it's Lady Liberty from Rhode Island.
Lady Liberty.
To wish you guys a Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it. I hope everything is a little better in Rhode Island. Rhode Island, not the best thing over the last couple of days. But thank you so much for the call. Thank you so much for the support. Lady Liberty, you're a tremendous person. Hope you know that. Oh.
No, I'm grateful for you guys. You keep us up on the news, everything good and bad, and a little bit of funny in between. So
all right, that is our goal. Thank you so much. You have a great Christmas, and thank you so much for the call. There it is, and that'll do it. That'll do it for our final show before the Christmas holiday. Of course, head over to LFATV.us. You can check out some of the LFA TV merch over at the LFA TV store. LFATV.us. LFATV.us. Check it out. Right there, you got everything that there is to offer at the LFA TV store. All sorts of good stuff. So we appreciate you guys if you go check it out. Everything in the store is 50% off, as you can see right there on the website, LFATV.us or JeremyHerrell.com/store. Jeremy Harrell is up next here on LFA TV with Live from America. Remember, rumble.com/LFA TV. Hit that thumbs up button. And I know we got a little lazy eggnog brain fog. Are we there? Are we at Mo? I don't think so. I don't see anyone yelling at me. So did we get there or not? Well, I'm going to do it anyway. A Christmas gift. We're going to give you some Mo. So now I can move the goalposts in because I gave you something. No, I'm just kidding. Happy Merry Christmas to you. We will see you back here next week on the 29th is our next live show back on LFA TV, Monday, December 29th. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. We will see you next week. Jeremy Harrell up next. As President Trump says, we will never give up. We will never give in. We will never, ever surrender. If all else fails, we'll just become ungovernable. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Rumble Rundown this Saturday. Yes, Jeremy's right. Rumble Rundown this Saturday, our sports show. That's right. The next news show, I shall correct myself, is next Monday, the 29th. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Have a Merry Christmas. Bang gavel. And of course, thank you for your attention to this matter. We'll see you next week. We'll see you on Saturday.